Knocks down to three. Yes, sir. Mark Bing is going right at Simon Sandagon.
Out the basket and one.
Live here at the Playtime Phil Oil Center in San Juan. We bring you our first quarterfinal match in our 2026 MPBL preseason invitational. We have Ino Combo and the rest of our Batangas City team going up against our player of the game in his last game, JC Recto, and the rest of the Mindoro Tamaraos. It's going to be a great match here in our quarterfinals. Batangas versus Mindoro at 5 p.m. And of course, in our second game, Caloocan versus the home team, San Juan Knights at 7 o'clock p.m. Magandang araw mga kaliga. This is Juanito Gregorio alongside Coach Christian Luanzon. Coach, ganda agad ng first matchup natin. But Coach, we do know the capabilities of each team. What are the strengths of each team that you think can push them to the next round?
Well, for Batangas, it's really their rebounding, because they average about 55, 56 rebounds per game. So if you're Mindoro, in their last meeting, we'll tackle that later. They got dominated on the board, especially in the offensive glass. So it's going to be key for Batangas if they want to secure that slot for the semis. And for Mindoro, I see a familiar face, former teammate of mine, Bam Bam Gamalinda, who injured his nose. He's going to be big for them because he's not only a veteran presence, but he adds more scoring punch to the guys like Marion Magat, JC Recto, JJ Caspe, who are the top 3 scorers for Mindoro. So you add a Bam Bam Gamalinda, it gives you another post threat and another perimeter guy.
Well, we do know that maganda talaga ang ating mga magiging laro dito with a lot of strengths coming from both teams. Of course, we also want to say hi to our viewers on YouTube. And of course, on court side, we also have mukhang may dalang kwento sa atin, si Daphne Cristobal.
Hello, Juanito and Coach Christian. Talking about dito sa side ng Batangas, their lost last game kontra Abra, magandang wake-up call yun para sa kanila. Defense is already active on their end, pero in terms of offense, yun naman yung kailangan nilang pagtuunan ng pansin heading towards this playoffs matchup. Sa kabilang panig naman, on the side of Mindoro, Coach Christian, nabanggit mo nga ang pagbabalik ni Bam Bam and that leadership that you were talking about, that's what also Coach Benji was highlighting na malaking tulong yung kanyang veterans presence in today's game. Balik mo na sa inyo.
Thank you, Daphne. For that, mukhang makarami pang kwento na dadalhin si Daphne sa atin mamaya. But Coach, first, let's look at the playoff bracket that we have here in our preseason invitational. It's gonna be San Juan and Caloocan on one end and Batangas versus Mindoro here on the other end.
So after almost 2 months of starting this preseason, hinati tayo sa dalawang grupo. 18 teams, 9 per group. Each team played 8 and all boils down to this. Number one for each group was Quezon and Abra respectively. And yung number 2 and 3 of each group, San Juan and Caloocan will play in the next game. And obviously, the game at hand, itong Batangas and Mindoro.
Everything will be a knockout game. So after this, we'll have a game on Thursday. And the winner of that will face each other on the championship on Saturday. So isang laro lang po ang ating meron. So ngayon, pag-usapan muna natin ang Batangas coming into this ball game. They finished number 2 with a 6-2 record. Coach, they lost to Abra in their last game.
Well, in the last game, they really had a tough time against Abra, especially against the Bigs, which is really the strength of the Weavers. Kasama mo pa dyan ng Binyan. And nabanggit natin, itong Batangas, retooling their roster, adding a lot of young legs, which I think will be good for them, as we start Season 8. But let's see, in this elimination game, knockout game na nabanggit mo against Mindoro, this is no push-around team na kalaban nila ngayong araw.
That's right. So now let's talk about Mindoro on the other end. This is not a pushover team. This is a team that has also retooled, Coach, like Batangas, but they finished number 3. But they ended their match with Bacolod with a 20-point win, Coach.
Tama ka dyan, And Bacolod is just one of those teams wherein you gotta take care of, and they did just that. The thing in that game against Bacolod, it happened late in the fourth quarter. First 3 quarters, the lead was still manageable. 10-point lead, I believe, at the end of the third. But they caught fire in the fourth quarter. And, they had to, wait for the last game. It was the last playing game against another team na natalo, na umasa sila ron. And ngayon, Mindoro ang pumasok. I believe that was Pasay.
Yes,
no,
that's
Jensen.
right.
Sorry, Jensen. Yeah.
Well, Mindoro now trooping over. Now let's look at the team comparisons of the two. Coach, let's look at the numbers right here, Coach.
Well, elimination averages, you see the numbers for Batangas and Mindoro. Quite similar, 86 for Batangas, Mindoro, 82 na banggit natin. Top 3 scorers ng Mindoro, Caspe, Magat, and Recto. Sa kabilang kupunan naman, nandyan si Wendell Comboy, John Nermal, at si Seda Blasa. But the big difference is really the rebounding. That's why I touched on this earlier. Because rebounding, you would think na at almost 53 rebounds, Juanito, they would have a guy who would at least average 10. Seda Blasa is the leading rebounder. Sorry, Jexter Apinan is the leading rebounder. He doesn't even average 7 rebounds, about 6.4. So they do it collectively.
Yes.
Their guards are good rebounders. A guy like CJ Isit, you know, he packs the paint every time the ball is up in the air. So for Mindoro, it's going to be crucial for them to collectively rebound as well. Guys like Enzo Hoson, JJ Caspe, they're going to have to do their part. Hindi lang sa mga big man.
Well, Coach, if you look at the pieces of this Mindoro team, they have size on that guard position. So it's going to be very interesting, this matchup. But talking about matchup, Coach, it's going to be Recto versus Nermal. This is going to be a very crucial wing position matchup.
I am excited for this matchup because you're talking about, you know, John Nermal heading in. He's in the stage where he's heading to that Kuya stage or that pagiging veterano, you know, and that's because he has the experience. JC Recto is a fresh graduate from Mapua, but the way he's been playing, the way he's been rebounding, the way he's been distributing, just an all-around player. He just came off a triple-double. I know it's only preseason. A career high in points, 32, and then ended up with a triple-double. Two guys who love to finish the break, two guys who can score, and JC Recto maybe has the advantage in terms of being a playmaker.
Well, it's going to be a very exciting matchup. Tanong muna natin si Daphne kung ano pang meron saan.
Thank you, Wanitz and Coach Christian. Together with me right now is JC Recto. On the other side, of course, kasama din natin si John Armal. Dito muna ako kay JC. JC, kung makipagpasik-labang ka dito sa ating preseason rather, as if hindi ka rookie. And heading towards this do-or-die game, ano pang dapat namin abangan sa'yo?
Sa akin, yung ready lang ako kasi ready na ini-ready naman kami ng buong coaching staff sa game na to. So, ayun, susunod lang kami sa defensive scheme, offensive scheme ng coaching staff. And ayun, stay focused lang and compose, yun lang.
Thank you so much, JC, and good luck sa Mindoro Tamaraws. On the other side, of course, kasama din natin si John Normal. John, sinasabi rin nila Coach Christian na heading towards this game, parang nagiging isa ka na rin sa mga veterano dito. But of course, with how you guys played during the elimination round, paano natin ma-maintain yung momentum heading towards dito sa ating playoffs?
Yan naman, knowing Batangas naman, sa depensa lang din talaga kami lahat nagtutulungan, lahat nagtuturuan kung ano mga dapat namin i-improve sa team. Yan.
Thank you so much, John, and good luck again on the side of Batangas. And of course, shake hands muna tayo dyan. Really an exciting matchup between John Normal and of course, JC Recto of Mindoro Tamaraws. Pero wag po kayong aalis dahil po ita-turn over ko na sa ating venue announcer kay Richard Campos para makilala na natin ang ating starting five.
A blessed afternoon. Welcome to the quarterfinals of the Manny Pacquiao's 2026 MPBL Preseason Invitational here at the Playtime Phil Oil Center. Batangas City versus Mindoro. Let's meet the starters first. For the MPBL inaugural season champions, Batangas City Tanduay Ram Masters. Guard number 1, Craniel Biloria. Also at guard number 10, CJ Isit. Forward number 17, Abdul Sawat. The other forward number 29, the Elastic Man, John Nermal. Playing center number 53, Sed Ablasa. The head coach is Cholo Villanueva. Assistant coaches, J.R. Aquino, Warren Capitan, John Arenas, and Jim Gikan. Assistant team manager, Gilbert Alea. Team manager, Gina Labanza. LGU partners, Mayor Marby Marino and Congresswoman Beverly Dimacuha. The team honors are Kyle Tan and Lucio Tan III. Now for the Mindoro Tamaraws. Guard number 31, Enzo Hoson. Forward number 27, Jonas Tibayan. At forward number 5, JC Recto. Playing center number 22, Marion Magat. And at 2 guard number 21, JB De La Cruz. The head coach is Benji Teodoro. Assistant coaches J.R. Carlos, Drake Santos, JC Libunao, and Gab Malyari. As team manager Sandra Norte. And team owner is Pala Oriental Mindoro Honorable Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz.
Starting five brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. We have Iset, Viloria, Ablaza, Sawat, and Normal for Batangas, and Hozon, De La Cruz, Magat, Tibayan, and Recto for Mindoro. Coach, right away, Coach. Napansin ko agad, Mindoro with size right away.
Right, and obviously addressing that rebounding, you know. Ako, una ko napansin doon, yung featured matchup natin, si Nermal at si Recto. Usually, Nermal would come off the bench. Pero sinimula siya ngayon.
Coach,
Sila rin na magtatapat.
we're sure that this is going to be an exciting ball game, even though we are at preseason. Let's see how this matchup will fare out. The matchup we've been talking about, Nermal versus Recto. Nermal tries to attack, well defended by Recto. Ablaza, 3 on the shot clock. They go down to Sawat, 4th shot off the back. And Sawat gets the first basket.
Well, that possession was well defended. Almost like they know the play, which is usual, no? The scouting report. But it took Abdul Sawat almost 24 seconds to hit that one.
On the other end, Magat with a fake. Getting the foul early against Sed Ablaza. There's going to be 14 on the shot clock.
Now we better look out for that foul because we know how important Seda Plaza is to this Batangas team. To pick up an early one in less than a minute, if he picks up the next one, suddenly you're looking at him sitting on the bench for the whole first half.
And they try to attack Ablaza right there, but well defended, good help. Ball goes back to Batangas. Normal, stop, pops, doesn't make it. Rebounded by Hoson. Coach, ito na yung sinasabi natin. The guards has to be able to get the rebound. Tibayan, fake handoff. Very quick basketball we're watching right here. De La Cruz off the fade. No good.
That was not a good shot because I thought Tibayan was guarded by Isit in transition. They could have gone to the post and created an advantage off of that. They instead end up with a turnaround that didn't hit anything.
0 out of 3 so far for Mindoro. Viloria trying to attack the left. Switched over by Magat. No problem by Craniel Viloria against the taller Marion Magat.
To me, this is underrated pickup, Juanito, because Craniel Viloria, watching him when he started, I believe, the memory serves me right now, his career with Rizal, he was the main
Bacor as well,
guy.
Coach. Bacor as well.
Bacor also, you know, played for Pasay, played for San Juan. As you see this kick out by Recto to Jonas Tibayan. That's a bonus. But, you know, to my point, because Viloria, he's the type of player that has yet to find, I would say, a home. You know, he could score the basketball, he could create off the dribble. I think he's going to play a big role, just like this kid, JC Recto, who I'm slowly falling in love with.
Yes, Coach.
If you know what I mean.
Oh, of course. Coach, I am with you with that, Coach. I am with you with that.
Let me be clear, in a basketball way.
In a basketball way, Coach. Ako rin, Coach, you know, every time we watch this kid, he's showing us something new. In the first 2 minutes, he has been able to get an assist in the basket. But on the other end, he will also get a foul. Let's talk about this, Coach. One-on-one situation, stolen from the back by Enzo Hoson, going to a trailing JC Recto.
Mahilig talaga gawin ni Enzo Hoson yan, no? Hoson, excuse me. But that's uncharacteristic to me because CJ Isit usually does an excellent job of protecting that basketball, but not that time.
CJ Isit, of course, will be playing a few years already. Remains with Batangas Tanduay Athletics. Jan Normal on a second free throw though on his first year, misses 2 of 2. Rebounded by Recto, already showcasing a lot of his skills here. 2 points, a rebound, almost a turnover for JC. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Goes two-man game with Jonas. Defender goes under, shoots it. It's a miss. Ball goes back to Batangas. Four to 4. 7 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Viloria with a miss. De La Cruz now trying to run. De La Cruz, no numbers, continues to attack, gets the floater. It's a miss, rebounded by Craniel.
You can see early De La Cruz trying to get himself going, even though that paint was packed, trying to create a shot off that floater.
The other end, the Blaza attacks, kicks it out to the corner, eats it, open, it's a miss. Last touch by a white shirt, the ball goes the side of Mindoro.
It's about teams just playing at a high level. Obviously, this is a knockout game, Juanito, but that possession, I thought Mindoro did a good job of just packing and closing out on shooters. But Sena Blaza, a nice driving kick to create an open shot, hindi lang maipasok.
Manny pays a digital wallet built for the community. Coson drives. Now it's stolen by Craniel Viloria. Numbers for Batangas. Sawat. Tried to go back. It's a miss. Rebounded by Recto once again. They slow things down this time around. Recto stops, pops, drops. JC Recto, 5 points in the first quarter.
May mga player, may lisensya, may iba, wala. JC Recto, clearly, hindi lang non-pro to. Mga professional pang lisensya nito sa Mindoro. Kitang-kita naman yung pull-up 3 na yon in transition.
Coach is continuing his hot game. Already 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist in the first 5 minutes of the ball game. But a quick answer by CJ Isit on the other end.
To your point, trying to pick up where he left off, we mentioned that coming off a triple-double performance in their last game. Also a career high, MPBL high, in terms of points at 32. Nice pass.
Drop pass to Marian Magat. He was asking for a foul, but there was no whistle. They tried to run. Sawat. Ooh, that's a hard shot by Abdul. No foul was called as well. Things are very physical here, Coach. Defense has been the name of the game here in the first quarter.
Jonas Tibayan had the right idea in mind. Hindi lang niya ma-execute yung lead pass na yun para kay JV De La Cruz. If De La Cruz was able to handle that, that would have been a 3-on-1 fast break, possible 2 points. This was the basket by JC Recto na binawi naman kagad ni CJ Isip.
Coach, talk about Batangas, Coach. One thing that's noticeable from Batangas here in the preseason, they're playing much quicker than they've been compared to the 2 to 3 years we've been watching Batangas.
Well, you got to credit the management, Juanito, because they did an excellent job of recruiting players and just, yung structure ng roster nila, magkaiba at least for the past 2 seasons. Tulad itong galaw na ito, kakaiba rin. A lot younger legs, to your point, itong Batangas. And I'm really looking forward of covering a lot of their games in Season 8. I think they're gonna be a team, they're gonna be a contending team in our league. Nice.
We do know that the additions are crucial, and Craniel Viloria with that crucial underhand layup gets the lead back for Batangas here in the first, 9-8. Pressure defense, off the back, blindside, Isit with the layup. 4 points for CJ Isit here in the game.
Medyo naiwanan mag-isa sa backcourt. Ito si Jonas Tibayan, something that you don't want to, as we know that Jonas can bring the ball down, but that time CJ Isit, nice double from the blind side to force that turnover.
This time around, they get the ball down. Go to Jonas up top. Nothing available. It was two-man game with Recto. Recto with the fake, Recto with the drive, nothing available. They go back to Marion Magat. And that size advantage of Marion, they are trying to maximize on.
But that weak side has to be ready in that empty corner. Look at this jab fake. Ang diin ng galaw along with a shot fake. Tinapos pa ng magandang reverse. Ito yung agaw. As Enzo Hoson was trying to give a screen. CJ Isit naagawan. Itong si Jonas Tibayan.
Coach, ito na ang pinag-uusapan mo, Coach. Mask Bam Bam Gamalinda is getting his first dose of minutes here in our MPBL preseason, coming off a nose injury But now he is back in action, coach, para
Yeah,
dito sa Mindoro.
mukhang na-accelerate no, yung kanyang timeline because they pictured this for him to be back nung
Oh, that's right,
start of
coach.
the
That's
season,
right.
which is next month. But for him to be available today, that means he had at least a few practices in already to ramp himself up. So that's a good sign for Mindoro. Let's see how Bam Bam looks.
Yeah, Blaza takes the three, misses the three. Rebounded by... It's not a rebound, it's a tap out by Batangas. The ball goes to Mindoro. 11 to 10 in favor of Mindoro. 3 minutes and 17 here in the first. Full court pressure. They get it to Bamba. RJ, 4 seconds to cross the ball. Another steal by CJ. They go to Wendell. Quick setup, quick make coming from Ino Comboy.
But his team is always deadly, especially Comboy coming off the bench. One of 3 players who leads the team in terms of three-point percentage at about 32 to 34%. And nakita mo yung full court press itong Batangas really creating problems for Mindoro. Pass right here. Redwell, the second steal already in the first quarter for CJ. And that is just, look at that backspin. Just beautiful.
And Coach Ino Comboy is coming off this Mindoro team, one of the bigger losses para dito sa Mindoro. So they do know how he plays. It'll be a very big piece para dito sa Batangas. Going back to the action, JJ Caspe, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Drives baseline, gets the foul of Rin William Bing. Will troop to the line for 2.
It was a small-to-small screen no, between Caspe and I believe Bam Bam Gamelinda, who really is the 4 right now. But you could treat him as a small. Just a poor job defensively by Batangas. I thought they could have switched that screen. And instead, William Yambing, medyo hindi niya na-control yung momentum niya. Kaya foul. You look at the numbers by JJ Caspe, the #1 leading scorer for Mindoro at 16 points. Look at the three-point percentage. Those are, I know it's only preseason, those are NBA-like numbers. That's to 47%.
That is called a fantasy stud, coach. That's a
Right?
second to third round quality minutes, quality numbers para dito kay JJ Caspe. 16, 6, and 5 with 46%. Malinda tries to go right on the left. It was blocked.
Nakita mo, no? Si Bam Bam, dahil kakabalik lang, wala pa masyadong lift dun sa finish na yun in transition. CJ Isit short.
2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. JJ decides to slow things down. The lead is with Batangas. I go back door. They go back to the same action on the left wing. They go out to Bamba. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Joseph stops, pops, and gets the 3. Joseph Sedorifa gets the lead back para sa Mindoro.
Yeah, that's a tough shot. Using that mini jab fake over the outstretched arms of the longer William Lambing. But this one really known to make tough shots, especially going towards his left. Jexter Apinan coming off the bench, nagparamdam kagad.
6 seconds into the shot clock. They get the basket right away. RJ getting the foul. Batangas not yet in penalty, coach, but that full court press is making things hard para sa Mindoro early on.
Almost ended up as a turnover. Look at the swing right here. Offense really going nowhere. That just rises up over William Yambing. And I correct myself, not over the outstretched arm. It was just one of those situations. You know, hand down, man down situation. It's Jexter, nice finish right there.
15 to all, 1 minute 21 here in the first quarter.
That's a foul in the backcourt.
That's going to mean 2 free throws already para dito sa Mindoro.
Nearly a poor one. Coach Cholo not happy. Just like any other coach.
There's going to be free throws, number 5 and 6, coach, para dito sa Mindoro. Getting a few turnovers in is Batangas, but also they're forcing a lot of fouls here in the first quarter. Mayor Ina Alegre, of course, in attendance, supporting the Mindoro Tamaraos for them to enter the next round.
Now, if you're going to look statistically, Bonito, we talked about the rebounding, the advantage for Batangas, and so far, because Batangas dominated their last matchup nung elimination, but so far Mindoro in step with them. 9 rebounds for Mindoro, 6 rebounds for Batangas. Same thing with the free throw shooting, because in the last game Batangas had 28 attempts at the line, only made 16. Mindoro 17, but so far Mindoro has gone to the line 6 times already, and we're only in the first quarter.
Another rebound by another guard, JJ Caspe, getting the ball back to Mindoro.
Nice
Ramirez drives baseline, gets to use his body, getting that hard layup in.
Excellent read right there by Ramirez, not being a ball stopper. Minsan yung ibang players, shot fake pa, jab fake pa, but reading the defense before he gets the ball. Kaya ang ganda ng catch and go niya and drive niya sa baseline.
Three-pointers being a problem para dito sa Batangas. They're 1 out of 6 here in the first quarter. Ramirez drives again.
Good pass.
Goes to Bam Bam for 3. Too long. 30 seconds on the first quarter game clock. They go to Comboy early. Comboy, that's the second 3. Both of the 3-pointers of Batangas coming from Ino Comboy.
Same spot, same result for Wendell Comboy. He's the only one that has made a 3 so far for Batangas. All of the 2 coming from him.
Ken Bono decides to go for the last shot. 5 seconds on the game clock. RJ goes left. RJ is fouled
Poor foul.
by Jexter Apinan.
Ang mabigat kasi doon, sumundot pa eh. Yun ang mabigat doon. You're giving the officials a chance to blow that whistle doon sa sundot na yun. And I thought there was contact as well.
The whole coaching staff of Batangas reacting to that whistle. But coach, obviously there is a little bump coming from Jexter.
Are they going to challenge? I don't see the yellow light. They're reviewing something, so... Pero usually, binubuksan muna yung yellow light eh, di ba?
That's right, coach.
Alam ng buong tao rito, including us.
It just can mean 2 free throws, probably reviewed for something extra, an extra motion. Tinignan din nila coach kung kailan pa ang matitira sa oras. 1.3 remaining for Batangas to get another shot off. That's a poor foul, coach, coming from Jexter Apinan.
That was a poor foul because Jexter is very much capable on guarding smaller players. He could have just switched, and put his hands down and then prepare for RJ to take a heave to beat the clock, but instead gives him freebies at the line.
And he's fouling a very capable free throw shooter in RJ Ramirez. Complete stats, 7 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5 assists a ball game para kay RJ Ramirez. Gets 2 of 2, 1.3 remaining. Dexter looking for a friend. Goes to Rimweli Ambing for the half-court heave. It's a miss, and that foul and 2 free throws will give Mindoro a 2-point lead entering the second quarter, coach. Watch here.
We take a look at the highlights. This was the first 3-pointer of Mindoro here of JC Recto. And this was a nice move. Cranial Vinora isolated on the right wing. And Sedoriva gave them a lift, but Ramirez, same for him as well with that strong drive. We know he can do that. And this was the second 3 of Wendell Comboy to keep them in stride. But still, Mindoro heading into the second quarter with a 2-point lead.
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Batangas, coach, in their previous game against Mindoro, winning big in that last matchup, all the way up to 30 points in that last game. But it was more than a month ago, coach.
Right, and that was because of the huge third quarter by Batangas, which they outscored Mindoro 27-11. Now, William Yambing, who finished with a double-double in that game, led the third quarter along with John Normal. They had 15 of the 27 points. Sedurifa misses a 3 for their first possession. You saw the rebounding. That's why it was, emphasized, because they completely dominated the glass. 63 to 41. Juanito, 22 on the offensive glass. But so far, Mindoro, they have flipped the script, at least to start this game. Because we mentioned this earlier, they led the rebounding department. A big reason why they led that first quarter by 2 points.
Well, Coach, a different ball game for Mindoro. They're +4 on the rebounding and they're +8 on the free throw line. So this is a different ball game. You see here the field goals as well, Coach. More shot attempts para dito sa Mindoro. Bam Bam Gamelinda misses on that shot. Now Comboy brings the ball down.
And that was good offense though, because so far yung rotation sa empty corner ng depensa nitong Batangas nanggagaling sa weak side big as Ochea misses that one completely.
Far off shot para kay Don Ochea. All board. Things go Mindoro's way. Oh, miscommunication. One wanted to cut, one wanted the ball outside. The turnover para sa Tamarang.
And to me, that's uncharacteristic for a guy like Ken Bono. A guy who could score, a really smart player. It's just a miscue tulad nga nung nabanggit mo.
Well, it happens to the best of them, Coach. A turnover para dito sa Mindoro. Pagkakataon para dito sa Batangas. Try to go to Yambing. Oh, half spin to a fade. It's a miss para kay Yambing. Caspe. No numbers. Quick recovery by Batangas. They go to Ken Bono. All open on the outside. And Ken makes the 3. Extends the lead to 5.
And Ambuluto has to know better, because I thought that drive by Caspe was covered. No need for him to help, especially if Ken Bono is the one trailing. He had to take away that shot.
On the other end, quick swing to the corner. Still the outside game. Not working. And they call a foul on Batangas.
I thought Bam Bam was fortunate right there as he got the rebound. There was a little bit of a twitch to his left elbow. Ayan, cover naman. Hindi naman naiwanan si Ochea. There's no reason for Ambuluto to help. And Ken Bono just needs a little space to get off a shot. Ang hirap palparin ng tira niya. Nakita mo yung release niya.
That's right, Coach. Ang taas.
Ang taas, ang ganda pa ng touch.
And he's about
Turnover ulit.
6'6". Comboy open. Too easy, but just a little too short. Not the rhythm shot he wanted, but ball will stay with Batangas. Sedurifa not happy. Coach, the turnover story right now, 6 turnovers for Mindoro. It is what is keeping Batangas alive here in the game.
That's true, because that's something that, we have yet to mention in the last game. Mindoro committed too many turnovers, 25 to be exact. But it's been a different story to start this game so far. Bam Bam.
Long para dito kay Bama. May 0 out of 4 here in today's game. Trying to get his rhythm back.
But he's getting the looks though, the usual Bam Bam looks.
Wala palang game rhythm, Coach.
Hindi pa makakonekta. Nice steal.
Well defended by Mindoro. Ramirez gets the steal. Caspe pushes over. Bono puts the ball on the floor. Nothing available. 15 on the shot clock. A lot to get a shot off. Caspe wants the one-on-one. Caspe drives again. Ambuluto. They go to the middle. Tap. All alone is Don Ochea for the easy layup, and Don gets the 2.
JJ Caspe had the right thing in mind. The problem was yung mga kasama niya nanood. You see how the white shirts pack the paint. Deflection, steal, touchdown.
Don Ochea getting his first 2 of the ball game off of that turnover. Very big basket because Batangas has been struggling offensively, only 35%, but they are only down 3 here in the second quarter. Coach Seda Blaza, 12 points and 7 rebounds per game. And I think may kwento sa atin si Daphne. Daphne?
Every game for Batangas City is as if they are not in the preseason. For veteran Seda Blaza, last month na nag-usap kami, gusto nilang bigyan ng kumpiyansa ang mga mas nakababata. Biro pa nga ni Sed, party daw siya doon sa mga bata dito sa kanilang koponan. Well, ngayon, oras na para patunayan na hindi sila basta-basta. Defense became their source of wins in their past few games, and now it's time to focus on better ball rotation and converting from their best shots dahil nga in their last game, no, in terms of offense, doon sila medyo nag-lack o medyo nagkulang. It's in Coach Christian.
Coach, a lot of adjustments para dito sa Batangas. They are down by 3 here. They already have 4 fouls in the first 2 minutes and 45 here in the second quarter.
So walang nagbago, no? Dahil maaga rin sila na penalty no first quarter na yan. That's why they gave up a lot of free throws for Mindoro. And what that does, really to your defense and to your offense, you give up easy points, obviously, by sending the team to the free throw line. As Bono will hit back-to-back with the same spot. Take me back 12, 14 years ago, the former UAAP MVP. Don't ask me what season.
Does it bring back horror stories, Coach? Looking at Ken Bono
Hindi
make
ko siya
those threes.
inabot. Hindi ko siya inabot. Or maybe inabot ko siya, baka rookie year niya, I don't know. Pero buti na lang, hindi ko siya inabot nung MVP season niya. Kung hindi, tama ka. Marami ako naging nightmare na ganito.
See this, Ken Bono on the middle. Coach, we asked for the defense to adjust. There's a hand on his face, but that's too much talent coming from Ken Bono. That's already 2 3-pointers for Ken here in the second quarter.
Let me add to that. Well, he's actually giving me nightmares now in our 40 above league. Akala ko si James Yap lang ang magbibigay para si Ken Bono rin.
Coach, isipin mo, Coach, dito sa MPBL, and he is still playing terrific basketball at his age. Paano pa dun sa 40 above? Talaga nga namang papahirapan kayo ni Ken Bono. That time around, JC missing on the shot. Don crossing over.
Nice move.
Goes down. And John Buluto, you gotta credit that drop pass coming from Don Chea.
Something you don't see. That's not Ochea stuff that you don't see often. Nice cross and dime.
Trying to pay the digital wallet built for the community. Ken Bono once again. Just a little too long. Rebounded by Don again. Batangas trying to go quick.
It's going to be 2 free throws. That's a smart play by Comboy. Because it looked to me that he had the intention to pass. Pero nung narinig niya yung pito, tinira niya. Look at this cross. Bonito.
Don Chea crossover. Coach attracting 3 blue shirts wide open on the inside. It's John Ambuluto. Comboy making his first free throw. Coach, this is only going to be free throw number 3 para dito sa Batangas. So not a lot of whistles going the side of the white.
And yet, it's only a 3-point game. You see Wendell Comboy, third leading scorer at almost 12 per game, 32% field goals. But that time showing that he also has the ability to drive, attract the D, and make a drop pass.
A little struggle on the line. Itong Batangas, they are 1 out of 4 here in today's ball game. Make that 2 out of 5, still under 50%. But as you were saying, Coach, dalawa pa rin to para dito sa Mindoro. So they are not, even though they're struggling off the field, a few turnovers, not a lot of free throws on the line, they're not down big.
Well, a big part of it is their 3-point shooting, especially when the Comboy came in. And those 2 threes, I thought, was big in terms of not giving Mindoro potentially their biggest lead.
Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
Penalty na.
Free throw number 9 and 10 para dito sa Mindoro. They've been aggressive. They are 75% early on. Let's talk about JC Recto. Already 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Turning over to our courtside reporter, Daphne Cristobal.
It's the homegrown talent who proved to be a threat for Mindoro Tamaraws, and that is JC Recto. And as a rookie, he clearly recalls their elimination round against Batangas at agad siyang namulat sa high level at professional competition. To be in the playoffs for the very first time is a privilege, kaya sa kanya, susulitin niya itong tsansa na patuloy na magpakilala dito sa ating liga. One, it's in Coach Christian.
Coach, when you were in the coaching staff of UP, did you ever go up against JC Recto?
Yeah, mga tune-up games siya sa mga preseason leagues. And, you know, as Ambuluto with a nice offensive rebound right here off the combo miss. Well, he was outstanding as a Mapua Cardinal. And, you know, what really stood out to me aside from yung kanyang offensive punch is the way he would rebound the basketball and push the basketball. I think every team, when they have that type of player, because Jackster Apinan was and sort of like still that type of player.
Yes.
You grab and go, like get the ball, and that's big for your defense as you get the defensive rebound, and for your offense to try to create on the other end. Ang laking bagay. So, yun yung nakikita natin kay JC Recto, yung pag-rebound niya at yung pag-ignite ng fast break. Whether siya nagdadala ng bola or at times finishing tulad ng unang basket niya.
It's such a blessing for them because you'll be playing as their homegrown para dito sa Mindoro. Bunyan crosses over to Poson. Goes in and out. Rebounded by Bunyan. Ball will now go the side of Batangas. And just like that, Coach, lamang na ang Batangas ng isa dito sa second quarter.
Good stop by Batangas. They can extend this lead with a conversion in this possession.
Importante. Hands it off. Homeboy, well defended by Poson. This is a matchup that's been seeing each other from high school all the way to the pros. Homeboy, well defended. Steps back. That's a stop coming from Enzo Hoson.
That's a poor read by Wendell Comboy. Enzo Hoson played that very well. Reading, no, kung ano yung gustong gawin ni Wendell, which is shoot from the three, even with that step back and forcing the stop and turnover.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Quick attack coming from Jonas Tibayan, getting that foul off of John Ambuluto.
Coach Cholo can't be happy with that because only after 2 passes, they get to the line right away. They allow somebody to drive the baseline. And Tibayan right now hits the first.
It is going to be foul number 8 para dito sa Batangas in the second quarter. That's giving a lot of free throws para dito sa Mindoro.
Dalawang problema ng Batangas sa larong ito, no, to start with. Number 1, disiplina. Maraming mga sundot ang nagaling mga foul nila. Second, yung on-ball defense, yung mga blow-bys. That's something na kung gusto nilang pumasok, no, sa next round, kailangan mag-adjust sila with still 4 minutes remaining, and most especially sa second half.
Just remind everybody, I can see a Don Achea 3 finally getting that outside shot. The team they will be facing in the next round is not an easy team. It's going to be the Quezon Huskers, which has been making life hard para dito sa Southern Division. Si Will Yambing all the way up, flying through, extending the lead to 4. Another turnover para sa Batangas. Ambuluto goes back to Yambing, short. It's still alive. 10 on the shot clock para dito sa Batangas. Ino, looks at the clock. 5 on the clock. Importante. 2 on the clock. Floater. Too long. Now Mindoro's time to run. De La Cruz to Jonas. That B connection, and they draw another foul.
Well, I thought Dono Cheo was open in the corner and eventually, you know, went back door. As on the short roll as a decision maker, si King importante, no? But he tried to beat the clock, you know. Minsan yung mga split decisions ang ganun. That's a challenge talaga kung ano yung gagawin mo eh.
Going to be a challenge coming from Coach Cholo Villanueva here. You're not happy with the last whistle. We'll be back after the review.
The review for the coaches' challenge was inconclusive and it has been nullified. The call stands. Foul number 3 in Ocomboy. Penalty is second.
Inconclusive challenge. So, babalik pa rin ang challenge ng Batangas here. Pero hindi babalik ay yung ngiti ni Coach Cholo Villanueva. Obviously not happy with that call, Coach.
And that's a call that I disagree with in terms of a foul, because I think only possession should be inconclusive kung sino nakatapik. Minsan ganoon eh. Inconclusive, pero yung foul, there has
You got a good point, Coach. You got a good point.
Dapat may ano yan, either foul, may foul o wala. Yun lang yun eh. Pero hindi pwedeng in between.
That's right, Coach.
Diba?
Kasi obviously, that's why there is...
So, ang sinasabi kasi, dalawa lang eh. Final, hindi sinasadya. O sinasadya pero hindi na foul. Di ba parang, that makes no sense to me. To have a foul to be inconclusive.
Probably the video angle, we don't know. We weren't really shown any videos.
Then just say there's no foul. Di ba? Yun na lang ako. Di ba?
Good
But
point, Coach.
kung may foul, itawag mo yung foul. I-judge mo as a foul.
Okay. Going back to the action, Recto. Hard shot off the baseline, rebounded by the taller Christian Bunyag.
I'm sorry. I can't get over it. Bunyag with first basket.
Christian Bunyag, Coach, the tallest man on the court at 6'7" right now.
Sa korte ba, kung may kaso? Di ba? Ganon. Sasabihin ng oy, inconclusive.
Inconclusive.
Hindi natin alam kung makukulong ka o hindi. Di
Pero
ba?
pwede niya ibalik yung
Di
ano.
ba? Ganon din ba? Di ba? I know I'm exaggerating, but do you get my point?
Yes, Coach, I do. I do, Coach, and I totally agree with your point. If Coach Cholo has an earpiece, he would probably totally agree with you also, Coach.
Palagay ko matatanggap pa ni Coach Cholo yun kung na-judge na may foul sila eh. Mas hindi ko pa kayang tanggapin na inconclusive yung
Yeah,
foul.
that's right. First free throw made by Ino Comboy, leading scorer para dito sa Batangas with 8 points. And followed by Don Ochea with 7. Not the usual scoring punch para dito sa Batangas, but Coach Cholo will take it. That's a miss on a second. And the free throw woes continue. They're 5 out of 9. Itong Batangas here in this game.
It's just a miscommunication though, because two blue shirts had a chance to collect that defensive rebound, but because of the miscue, babalik sa Batangas ang bola. Jan Nermal pinasok na, medyo tahimik siya ngayong laro.
Yimbing goes to Ablaza, tries to go left, well defended by Christian. Tough shot off the fade. It's a miss.
Not sure if that's his shot. King importante. Good pass. Another good pass.
JV De Cruz, that's his shot. A little too long. Rebounded by Sed. Here comes Batangas. Crossover by King. Tries to go inside. No available option. Tamang bola sa Mindoro and the ball stays with Batangas.
Now, King had the right idea, but I thought he had a pass back to the trailing Seda Plaza, kind of like same thing to what Mindoro was doing with Ken Bono trailing. Ablaza was open at the top of the key kung nahit niya yun.
Very tall lineup played by
You see, that's
Batangas
a foul.
here, Coach. That's a call.
That's a foul on Ramirez, which to me, is it on Ramirez? It should be on Ramirez.
2 free throws para dito sa Batangas. Coach, a very tall lineup going back to this point by Batangas. Coach, very interchangeable. The 1 can play the 5, the 5 can play the 1. But Coach, look at the size of this lineup by Batangas.
Right, because Mark Olayon has that ability to bring down the basketball. Had early comparisons in his career. His game similar to Reynal Hugnatan, a young Reynal Hugnatan. Okay, hindi na yung Jaworski na Reynal Hugnatan na nakikita natin. Mamaya makikita natin yun sa San Juan. 4 na talaga siya.
Okay.
When Reynal was my teammate, he would play 1 to 5.
Ooh, okay,
He
good.
would play 1 to 5, and because Reynal was so smart, had good handles, could post up, you know, You talk about a matchup nightmare. I dreaded matching up against Reynel in practices daily.
Coach, even at this age, they dread the matchup against Reynel Lognata, and as another guy they don't want to match up with. Bam Bam Gamalinda finally getting his first field goal here in the ball game, getting his rhythm back here in the MPBL. They go to the corner. Yambing fakes. Yambing drive, uses the left. But that ball will go out, but he will get a foul for 2 free throws.
This is why I think Yambing is a much improved player. But look at the replay first right here. Double cross, kick out. Yambing closing the gap and just too far for the closeout. I don't think we're going to get the replay to what Yambing did. But it was just a simple down screen for him. Yung tao niya umilalim sa screen. Flared to the low wing. Showed the ball, slow shot fake. And then drove the basketball on the closeout. That's a play that, to me, shows the maturity ni Yambing compared to his previous season. So look at the numbers. 9.3 points per game, 41%, almost 4 rebounds. Again, had a double-double in the last game. Could have been best player of the game. If not for, kung sino man ang commentator nung time na yun, which I believe was me. So, but John Normal had a great game also.
Offensive foul coming from Christian Bunyag.
Come on, Christian, you gotta represent your name right.
It's an offensive foul, that push on the down low.
Ano nangyayari talaga minsan sa aming mga Christian yun eh.
Okay. That's right, Coach. Hindi ko na-get agad. Kaya pala. It took me probably a good 5 seconds.
It's okay. It happens even to the older ones.
Okay, that's right. The veteran in Christian Bunyag.
Partially blocked. Foul off the ball, I believe.
A lot of fouls here in the last 3 minutes of the second quarter. A lot of stoppages. Mas physical lang laro natin dito, Coach, sa second quarter.
That's something we expected. This is a knockout game.
Bam Gamalinda. Oh, sorry, Coach. This is the second game of Bam Gamalinda. Had 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists in his first game back. So slowly but surely trying to get his rhythm back, but he still has mask to protect that nose. 0 for 2 for Bamba. Bing wants to go 2 possessions here in the last minute. Dermal, 2 for 1. This is as well. Ablaza. Stolen from the back by JV. 35 seconds on the game clock. They cross court. Caspe. They want the best shot possible. They go to Bam Bam. Gives it up to JV on the wing. A lot of win action. Not a lot of drives. Ramirez goes left. Corner 3. Caspe. Too long. 13 seconds on the game clock. Nermal pushes over to Olayon, and Olayon finishes with a 2. That forces Mindoro to take on a timeout.
Well, Batangas had all the intention to go for the last shot, but they were just forced to take this fast break because that's how poor the transition defense was. Libreng-libre si Mark Olayon.
Mark Olayon getting his first 2 off the ball game, and more than that, getting a 5-point lead. But we still have 8.7 remaining here in the second quarter. Coach Benji will try to go for a last play. After that basket by Mark Olayon, the lead extends to 5 here. Coach, 22-15 in favor of Batangas. 8 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They push the ball. They go baseline. Ramirez with a fade. Ramirez high up top gets that last second shot. And RJ cuts the lead to 3, Coach, ending the second.
Well, the key there was the forward pass before the shot, put him in a position to score, and that was just an excellent, draw up after a timeout. When you put yourself in a position to score with only a few seconds remaining, even a difficult shot like this one, nice shot nonetheless by RJ.
2 white shirts, no problem. RJ Ramirez, right at the nick of time, getting that last shot, that last basket, and it's a 3-point lead para sa Batangas entering our second frame.
White House steps back into the game. What a commitment can he make? And what a steal. That way is going to even out the game. 89 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? White House wins the game.
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
To 37 is our halftime score at para po sa ating halftime interview, makakasama po natin ang team owner ng Mindoro Tamaraws. We have Mayor Ina Alaga Cruz. Good afternoon po. And on the other side naman, ang team manager ng Batangas City, we have Mr. Gene Alabanza. Good afternoon, Sir Gene. Mayor Ina, dito po muna kay Mayor Ina. Mayor Ina, right now, ang ganda po ng pinapakita ng Mindoro Tamaraws. Really a close fight so far. Paano po natin sa tingin nyo ma-maintain ang momentum heading towards the second half?
Sorry, ako yata yung kinakaban. First time kong kinabahan na nanonood ako. Siyempre, yung tiwala ko lang sa mga players and coaches natin ay nandun. Alam mo, iba talaga yung pag may trust ka sa mga kasama mo. And tingin ko yung mga players natin, nandun yung tiwala nila sa isa't isa. And siyempre, grabe yung full support ng Mindoro, lalo ng Pola. Kasama namin yung vice mayor namin, yung aming mga councilors, yung aming mga barangay captains, nandito rin. Talagang sinuporta. First time ko kasing nanonood sila ng buo, kaya kinakabahan yata ako. And sana support nila ang Mindoro Tamaraws. Sana wag naman kaming masyadong pahirapan ng Batangas. Ang gagaling kasi nilang lahat, pero wala akong pipiliin. Sobra. Full support siyempre kami sa lahat ng players namin and sa lahat ng coaches natin. Sana.
Kaya po pala ganado sila. Ay full attendance po kayo dito. Baka meron po kayong gustong pasalamatan or batian?
Sa lahat ng mga sponsors namin, si Go Bogs, Congressman Arnan Panaligan, Gold Gym, RPM, yung aming official na sponsor sa aming mga uniforms. At sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa Mindoro Tamaraws, maraming salamat po. Sana manalo tayo this time. Sana.
Thank you so much, Mayor Ina, and good luck po. Gaganti daw po sa Batangas. Of course, we have here Sir Gene, and right now, also a tough beginning po on the side of Batangas, pero china-challenge din kayo ng Mindoro. And to avoid that complacency, heading towards second half, ano pong kailangan gawin ng Batangas?
I think we just need to execute better and have more stops. No? I think in the first half, we fouled a little too much, kaya hindi namin ma-depensahan na maayos yung Mindoro. But I hope Coach will make the proper adjustments for the second half.
Baka meron kayong gustong pasalamatan, batiin, go ahead.
I'd like to thank all our supporters, yung mga fans na nagdayo pa galing Batangas City, to Mayor Marvy Marino, Congresswoman Beverly Di Macuja, and our bosses, Kyle Tan and Lucio Tan III.
Thank you so much, Sir Gene, and good luck sa Batangas City heading towards our second half. Huwag po kayong alis dahil magbabalik pa ang MPBL Preseason Invitational.
the game. Easy lang with Force Plus.
Halftime here at the MPBL preseason invitational, where we bring you our first game of our quarterfinal, as the winner will face the Quezon Huskers in the next round. So far, 40-37 in favor of your Batangas. And coach, Batangas were down in the first quarter, but they were able to make a comeback here, and now they're leading by 3 here in the first half.
Talk about turning the tables, because everything that we just mentioned, the rebounding, even the free throws, that you don't see here. Lamang ang Mindoro dyan, maybe for the first 12 to 15 minutes. But Batangas, because of their run in the second quarter, which they outscored itong Mindoro 22-17, rebounding better, fouling less, and them getting to the line. The free throw numbers, binanggit mo to di ba? Lamang ang Mindoro nung
First quarter.
Malaki yung kalamangan nila.
Yes, coach. They were plus 8.
They were plus 8, right? But now only a difference of 3 free throws dahil naka-tracing free throw. Itong Batangas, maybe the last 8 and the last 5 minutes, that you take a look at the highlights, William Yambing right there with a getaway fast break for the layup. But 3-point shooting, Batangas has kept them in the game. The 5 3-pointers, 2 from Ken Bono, compared to the 3 of Batangas, 2 also from Wendell Comboy. That's why we have a close one as we start the third.
Well, it's been a good second quarter for Batangas, a much better second quarter compared to their first, plus 4 in the second quarter. But on the other end, ito namang Mindoro, they only scored 17 in the second quarter compared to the 20 in the first, but still a good ball game. Mindoro only down by 3 here entering the second quarter, reminding everybody that they lost by as much as 30 points in their first meetup last February 14. Yet today, they're able to battle it out against the number 2 Batangas. And the winner of this match will go up against the Quezon Huskers this coming Thursday. And it's going to be a knockout game until the championship. 1 game lang po para umabot sa championship. And even the championship will only be 1 game for you to be able to get the crown here in the MPBL preseason invitational. Third quarter is among us, 40-37 in favor of Batangas. And it's a motion. Deloria drives left, crosses over. Our drive, it's a miss. Rebounded by Marion.
A good start defensively para sa Mindoro, and nag-hesitate doon si Deloria to drive baseline. On the second move, was forced to a tougher look for the miss. As Ramirez on the other end, ibang resulta niya. A free lane to the basket. May kasama pang foul.
Now talked about this game is RJ Ramirez, but he already has 8 points and 3 steals alongside 1 block, really making an impact defensively in terms of scoring as well. And not to be talked about, he is plus 5 when he is inside the court, coach. So it's a positive impact para kay RJ Ramirez.
That's true. And remember how he started this game. Started with, a turnover from the backcourt. Sometimes, minsan, nadidiscard lang agad yung mga players na ganun. Pagpangit yung simula, but not RJ today. Tulad ng mga numerong nabanggit mo.
Right away, it's a foul on the end on JC Recto. It's going to be foul number 1 para kay JC Recto. John Normal will be trooping to the line, but it's been a struggle. He's 0 out of 2 in the first half on that free throw lane. Make that 1 out of 3, finally getting his first free throw. Which I don't know, but John Normal has been playing a terrific season.
He's a leading scorer.
13 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. But the 2 games he did not play well, both of it I covered. So I don't know if I am the bad luck para dito kay John Normal. But hopefully, maiba na dito sa larong ito.
Well, ito lang masasabi ko, so far papunta na doon. Kasi natapos na yung kalahati. At hindi masyadong kanyang magandang nilalaro. magdasal ka na
Yeah,
na maging maganda ang second half niya.
Every time, Coach, I watch from online, I watch from YouTube. Sabi ko, ganda ng season ni John Norman. Every time I cover him, parang iba naman yung nakikita ko bigla. So hopefully he does get a better second half. They're still up by 2 here.
That's really a nice way to throw yourself under the bus, Juanito. Especially once John Normal
Watches this.
listens to this. And then yung next game, no, especially if they advance on Thursday or maybe in season 8 as we start, pag nakita ka niya, nako, ikaw
yan
na naman.
Yan na, Coach.
Good sign.
Mabawi na.
Good sign, good sign.
Mabawi na.
Good
John
sign.
Normal, 4 straight points.
Mukhang nagdasal ka habang nagsasalita ako.
Coach, gusto ko naman maiba to make that 8 points, or make that 6 points for John Normal here in this ball game. Batangas up 4. A little half-court press. Ramirez. Tapped by Craniel. It's a little zone press being played by Batangas here.
Yeah, 2-2-1. I was surprised that Mindoro didn't send somebody at the high post at the big gap in the middle. Look at this mini curl. And Magat with the switch had a hand in his face with the elevation to finish with that short jumper.
Recto drives middle. Recto well challenged by Seda Plaza. Tapped by a white shirt. The ball will stay with Mindoro with 6 on the shot clock.
What an explosive move. Attacking the middle. Seda Plaza right there to stop that one.
Our VIPs in attendance here. Ramirez off the corner. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Iba to. Tumama, but it's a miss. Oh, hit the back of Sidorifa. Could have been a foul on CJ Iset, but the last touch will be on a white shirt. The ball will go back to Mindoro.
Well, I was surprised by CJ because I thought he had John Normal as soon as he got the rebound on the left lane, wide open. That could have been a 2-on-1 on the other end. But he decides to go to the other side. That led to the turnover.
Nakita yung pagkakataon, a 2-3 zone being played by Batangas. And Dorifa with the float. Too long.
The 2 possessions already, Juanito. That zone giving Mindoro problems, forcing them to miss and a turnover.
Nani paid a digital wallet built for the community. Fade away by Sed. It's a miss. Offense not going the side of either team. Recto. Explosive attack goes to Bam Bam. Tapped from behind by CJ Isit. Could not get that high-low. He was looking at Marion Maga. Turning over first to our courtside, Daphne Cristobal.
In the dugout, all deserved praises after dito sa side ng Mindoro Tamaros after that spectacular performance in the first 2 quarters. And sabi nga nila, no, they have been preparing pretty well in 4 days. Kaya yung first day na yon, ensayo, wala pang resulta. Naghanda na agad sila. And slowly, that is paying off here on this game. Pero sa kabilang panig for Batangas City, Assistant Coach Warren actually mentioned on how they should maintain in terms of scoring, no, doon inside the paint. Very particular siya dahil doon nga sila nakakuha ng kumpiyansa pagdating ng second quarter. Pero kailangan din nila i-control yung nasusobrahan nila in terms of the defense when it's in Coach Christian.
And I think, Coach, yung sobra na sinasabi could be the fouls that they have been committing here in this game. They've already given up 17 free throws here in this ball game.
Well, alongside 22 inside points.
That's Vice Mayor Doji Panganiban in attendance. The Vice Mayor of Mindoro here. And our municipal councilor. So, Coach, grabe ang support as long as Mayor Ina Alegre. Grabe ang suporta naman, Coach, ng Mindoro. Ang layo ng binisita for this playoff matchup. So, medyo pressure siguro on the side of Mindoro because, Coach, their government officials are here to support.
Well, you talk about support, you know, yung iba mahahabang biyahe. You know, for example, like Quezon, even Batangas. Di ba? Pero land trip yun. Ang Mindoro, dalawa.
Dadagat ka pa.
Land trip, dadagat ka pa. So kakaibang commitment at suporta, obviously, ang pinapakita ng management. Ito, tira ni Bam Bam yan.
Oh, that's too easy for Bam Bam Gamalinda. I've watched that from San Beda to the PBA to the MPBL. Bam Bam Gamalinda. Trademark fadeaway.
And that's something na nabanggit natin no first half, no, they could take advantage of because the rotation initially for Batangas nanggagaling sa weak side big.
time on the other end. The Blaza goes to Normal off the 3. It's a make. 7 points for Jan Normal here in the third quarter.
Nice
Tapos na,
pass.
coach. Tapos na ang aking sumpa. Jan Normal is playing terrific here in the third.
Aga ha, na sinasabi mo na kagad ha.
JC Recto goes middle. Bam Bam gets the foul. Coach, slowly but surely, coach, he is getting his rhythm back. Itong si Bam Bam Tumalinda.
And also, they're figuring out the zone after the first 2 possessions wherein it was empty. Now this time, using the ball screen right there. But this was the previous play. Apologies, but this was the play by Viloria, reading the defense and then finding Normal as he was filling in on the slot.
Once again, our municipal councilors coming from Mindoro in support of their team here. The Mindoro Tamaraw down by 4. But they are in a good fight against the Batangas City. Southern Division matchup that we have right here. 47-44 still in favor of Batangas. With the Cranial. A lot of wave action. Both rejects the screen. They go to the right to Normal. Fade away by Jan, and he is on a roll. 9 points in the third quarter, make that 11 in total here in the game.
Well, something that Mindoro did a good job of, especially the first 12 minutes of this game, was packing the paint as Normal with a steal and completes it with a dive to save it. Let's see if Blaza can finish. He will.
That's a total, complete highlight para sa para sa Batangas. A steal, a dive, and an assist for Jan Normal. A finish for Sena Blaza.
Well, look at this steal, yung sundot, and saving that basketball from going out of bounds. Blaza right there making sure to complete the play. What a play by Jan Normal.
Sena Blaza extending the lead to 7 right here, 51-44. Oreta, Zaldiri Alubit, and of course, the Peacemaker. All in attendance here.
Kasama si Boss Danny.
Of course, Boss Danny Espiritu as well in attendance. It's a jam-packed all-star attendance dito sa ating pre-season invitational quarterfinals. A steal by CJ Isit. Pass too short. Isit goes forward. The counter steal by Mindoro. RJ goes forward to JB. JB with the finish.
Well, I was about to say, that's the one thing coaches hate. You draw something off a timeout, nag-timeout ka, and then turnover. Buti na lang may counter steal.
Quick hands by the one who made a turnover, JJ Caspe. On the other end, Cranial, one-step jump shot. It's good for Cranial Viloria.
But something Batangas can take advantage of. That's the second time they ran that play. A little floppy, no? Yung mga single-double na tinatawag. Pero inatake nila yung side ni Ken Bono.
Taking advantage of the speed right here. Up to 7 once again. It's Batangas. JV now playing the point forward. The zone of Batangas has been making life things hard. They go to Ken. JV not open.
That's a push from Bam
Push from Bam Bam coming from the back on CJ Isit.
Bam Bam is asking for a challenge. If I'm Coach Benji, I think he will challenge, but I'm not sure if they're going to win this challenge. From our angle, it looked like Bam Bam.
It looked like a foul. It looked like
Bam
a foul.
Bam pushed. Who was that? Yung tinulak niya.
CJ Isit.
CJ Isit, yeah.
Coach Bench will still opt to go for a challenge right here and hope that they can turn things around.
And oftentimes, and no offense, but sometimes the smaller guys get the benefit of the call. So
That's right, Coach. We'll be back after this review.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful.
Very obvious foul right there. Unsuccessful challenge on Coach bench. It was the shot by JV De La Cruz. Boxed out. And that push off the back by Bam Gamalinda. Coach, not the best of challenges para sa Mindoro.
Right. And minsan, you just gotta give it, to the players. So, minsan siguro gusto pakita ni Coach Benji, yung tiwala niya rin sa mga player. Pero, kadalasan nakikita natin, may mga assistant coaches, they have their iPads or their cell phones. Nire-review mabuti para hindi masayang yung challenge.
He said that was a wide open layup, just could not get it in. JJ Caspe could not get in control of that rebound. Babalik ang bola para sa Batangas. Cholo Villanueva getting a lot more offensive firepower, putting back in Ino Comboy on the lineup. They're up by 7 here in the third. They go to Sed on the corner. Too long for Sed. Ramirez, he gets the rebound. Wants to settle things down. Ramirez gives it up to Bam Bam. Picks it on the corner. Two-man game with Bam is JV. They go to Ken, wide open on the middle. Made 2 of those, just misses this one around. Ken gets the ball back. Ramirez, blocked by Ablaza. They go to the corner. Viloria is wide open and makes the 3. And just like that, this is a double-digit lead para sa Batangas.
Well, excellent challenge. Going vertically is Seda Plaza, not the tallest of guys, but yung timing niya was enough for the stop. And how about the extra pass by Abdul Sawat? Just perfect timing, baiting the defense on the 2-on-1 on the weak side. Hits the 3, was his teammate, Craynel Viloria.
Everything going the side of Batangas here in the third quarter. This is now a 10-point lead. Caspe goes to Bam. Goes to the fadeaway. Goes in and out. Loose ball rebounded by John. 4 versus 1. Ablaza versus JB fouled. 2 free throws para kay Sed.
How about Seda Plaza going end-to-end? Anytime you see your big man nauuna sa lahat, that's always a good sign. This is really, I know it's only the third quarter, but gut check time para sa Mindoro. Because this is the biggest lead so far by Batangas. Before this 10-point lead, it was really 7 for the most part of this game.
Chance for Sed to actually extend, but misses on the first. Coach Benji deciding to go a little bit younger on this 5. Puts back in Enzo Joson and Jonas Tibayan on their 5. Blaza on the second free throw. 0 for 2 para kay Sed. Tayo sa side ng Mindoro. Joson. Extreme ang subok at kompleto ang appliances brand ng Pilipinas. They go to JV De La Cruz for the 3. Too long on JV De La Cruz, and coach, offense has been a problem para sa Mindoro this quarter.
Yeah, that zone has been giving them problems. I thought they did a good job every time that ball was going in the short corner, yung mga big-to-big actions nila, baka pwede nilang balikan yun.
56-46 in favor of Batangas. They are winning this quarter by 7 points. That's why they are up by double digits already. Go back to the single-double action. Ino drives base. Ino! Kulang lang sa Pectus. Enzo. Nowhere to go. Slows things down. They go to the post to Jonas. Trying to go to the cutter on the middle. Quick swing to JJ. They go back to JB. Off the drive. Good defense played by Batangas once again.
A good defense helped by the officials as well, yung opensa nito Mindoro, got away with a double dribble.
Jan Nermal. Another three-pointer for Jan Nermal. 14 in the game, 12 on the quarter.
But as they say, the truth will set you free. Ang katotohanan lumitaw, Jan Nermal, ayun, nangibabaw yung tres kahit na nagkaroon ng double dribble sa kabila.
Masaya si Coach Cholo, but they'll rather take the three on the other end. Three-pointer. Still no go. The struggles continue for Mindoro. They're down by 13. Ablaza. Nowhere to go. They go corner to Abdul for the three. And everything going the side of Batangas. Inside, outside. No problem for Batangas. That is 22 big points for Batangas here in the third quarter.
Juanito, how about, we're gonna see it in a bit, but this was the face-up in between your eyes three. How about unconventional pass, a little hang time before the pass by Seta Blaza, once again leading the fast break. Tinapos ni Abdul Samad.
Jan Almal, 14 points, 3 rebounds. Coach, 12 points in this quarter, leading Batangas here in this quarter.
What a sigh of relief no para sa
That's
iyo.
right, Coach. That's right. Makakangiti ako.
John Narmal kidding aside, 2 points only in the first half. 12 points and counting here in the third quarter. Kita nyo naman, nasa loob pa siya.
Jan Normal really leading the way here in the third. Mindoro has been scoreless for the past 5 minutes here in the ball game. They're trying to find an answer. They go with JC Recto inside once again. Hoson, 7 on the shot clock. They go to Joseph Sedorifa, still no go. Ino with a steal, 48 seconds. They go to Yambing, too long. Rebounded by Jonas. JC one-on-one. Goes for the cross. Well defended by Don Achea. Whistle is called on Don on a fast break.
They finally get a fast break opportunity. It's been a while. It feels like forever. Itong Mindoro. And he talked about the struggles offensively for Mindoro. Itong changing defense ng Batangas, which is really the strength to me of Coach Cholo Villanueva. He could show you that he's in a zone, but he's really in a matchup and vice versa. So what you do is that you play with the minds of the players. Suddenly, instead of everything being instinctively, because basketball is a game of instincts. And ngayon, nagdadalawang isip yung mga player. Ano ba to? Matchup ba so? Zona ba to? So nangyari, nagdadalawang isip. What's happening is, halos lahat ng tira nila contested na tuloy.
The mind game is really going the side of Batangas. They're up by 15 here, entering the fourth. There's still 30 seconds remaining on the third. Try to go to Ino. Defended by Enzo. Bothered by Enzo. Normal, he's been red hot in the third. Goes for the spin. Kulang lang sa Pectos.
They have an advantage if they want it, but they're gonna opt for the last shot.
13 seconds remaining. Recto. Drives early. Goes corner. Sedorifa for 3. Short.
Not a fan of that shot.
5
Too early.
seconds. Go forward. Oh, a little too long. We'll give a last opportunity para sa Mindoro. Pass was too high. Coming from King Importante.
Titira na sana ni Coach Cholo, who is an excellent shooter.
That's right, Coach. For Lasal, for Air 21. Recto, one step in. Too long for JC Recto. And the third quarter with only 10 points para sa Mindoro, giving a big and comfortable 15-point lead para dito sa Batangas entering the fourth frame, Coach.
22-10 to your point, and obviously could be the defining winning moment, or quarter rather, para sa Batangas. Let's see how Mindoro responds. We still got one more.
White Rock steps back into the game. One kind of in and made. And one a steal. they make magic. White Lounge wins the game.
Win the game. Easy long with Force Plus.
Fourth quarter is among us. Batangas red hot in that third quarter, winning that quarter by 12, extending the lead to 15 here in the ball game, 62-47.
And a big part of it was the first 3 highlights na nakita nyo, no? It was all John Nermal. Pero ito, yung matchup natin to start this game, we thought that Recto would have the better of John Nermal, especially the way he started. That was his first basket. Ano kita mo, no? Lamang na sa numero itong si John Nermal at lamang na rin ang kanyang kupunan to start the fourth. Lamang sila ng 15.
That's right, Coach. Reversal of stories in the third quarter. JC Recto going cold and John Nermal going red hot in the third, helping Batangas extend the lead to 15. Tingnan natin kung may sagot ang Mindoro. First shot, it's a miss para dito kay Jonas Tibayan. Ino Comboy try to execute here. Fake handoff, they go to John. Still no rest for John, using the left. No problem for John Nermal. He continues his hot streak to start the fourth quarter.
But in between quarters is really a timeout, and it's really a chance for coaches to design plays. That's a beautiful play by Coach Cholo, setting up that zoom action up top for John Nermal. Finish with the left.
Turnover para sa Mindoro. Too easy para kay Ino Comboy. And just like that, they're inching closer to their 30-point win the last time they saw each other last February 14.
Pinapaalalahanan ni Wendell Camboy na wag natin siyang kalimutan, especially after his 2 quick threes in the first half. Nagparamdam na ulit, pangatlong 3-pointer niya yun.
Recto, still no go. The struggles, everything not going the side of Mindoro. Sedorifa, 4-3, too long. Recto with the rebound, goes left. Recto once again goes hard on the inside. Finally gets the first 2 off the fourth para sa Mindoro.
And you touched on it. Maganda kay JC Recto. In spite of the struggles, he's just a workhorse, no? Especially on the boards.
JC Recto, 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, but will have to do more here in this ball game if they want to mount a comeback. Poson goes side to side. Finally sees Jonas Tibayan, gets the foul. 2 free throws para kay Jonas.
Well, we talked about the high post, no? Especially against a 2-2-1. They finally get Jonas as they cross half court. As Enzo Hoson was almost doubled here on our side. On the left half court, but Jonas Tibayan, that quick flash to the basket, giving him a chance to score as him being fouled.
Marina Alegre in attendance here. Looking a little worried as they are down by 16 here in the fourth quarter. But a little knock, 4-0 run para dito sa Mindoro could get things going for the Tamaraws. Don goes middle. Importante goes to Nermal. Open on the 3. Too long for John. Rebounded by JJ. Pagkakataon para sa Mindoro. 2 versus 1. All the way up top. Blocked by Ino Comboy. Ino running, stops, pops, doesn't make it. Fake by Don. And Don Ochea, too long, too strong. Gets the inside shot against JC Recto. And kita-kita naman ang saya ng bench ng Batangas. Coach, let's look at this again, Coach.
Well, what you like about Don Ochea, not the flashiest of players, not the fastest, not the guy who jumps really high like you, Juanito, but he's fundamentally sound. uses the shot fake very well. Yung dribble niya, nakita natin ang improvement niya kanina in the first half. He had that highlight, the crossover, little breakdown move, drop pass. Simple lang ang laro, pero fundamentally sound. Donachea, kaya marami nang nawala rito sa Batangas. But still, he's still here.
A guy who can do a lot for your squad. Donachea averaging 15 minutes of ball. What a save by Ino Comboy. They keep the possession alive.
And this play, just like a perfect story, should end up with Wendell Comboy. But I think Nermal has other things in mind. What a rebound!
Which the impact of Donachea in today's game has been different. He only averages 15 minutes a game, coach. Only 3 points a game, a little bit around 5 rebounds. But coach, today he has 8 points and 5 rebounds to his name.
Well, he's really Mr. Tangible, no? Because he does the things that other players are not willing to do. And he usually defends the best player on the other team. Former Adamson, Falcon. And Coach Cholo rather, sees this value as he gets another offensive rebound. And because of that offensive rebound, it opens up the 3 for the terrific, let's call him Mr. Terrific for tonight, especially in the second half, John Norman.
Just like that, they're up by 22. Rebounding story, coach. Up 7 na ang Batangas dito sa larong ito.
And they're at the point wherein they're having fun already. Talk about Batangas forcing turnovers.
Coach, everything just going the side of Batangas. That's only a little jab step. Not a lot of space. Pero coach, sabi nga nila, heat check time para dito kay John Nermal.
And just a poor job. No, forget about the scouting report. As a player, nakikita mo yung mga nangyayari sa loob. As you see Miss Aisel Santos. No? Siyempre, ang suporta niya nasa second game. Initials, JB. Itago na lang natin.
Benji trying to look for a different combinations. Pero coach, wala talagang gumagana on the side of Mindoro. Marian Magat finally challenges. That 6-7 frame challenging Donachea well. Not a usual sight, coach, pero si Donachea ang hinahanap nila sa opensa.
Totoo yan, no? But a good stop nonetheless, obviously by Marian Magat, who has really been absent today. We mentioned him at the top of the coverage, him, JJ Caspe, and si Marian Magat being the top 3 scorers for Mindoro. JC Recto averaging about 12 points, only 9 so far on 25% shooting, 2 of 8. Marian Magat has seen less playing time, less than 15 minutes pa lang siya, 1 of 3 for 4 points. And obviously JJ Caspe is the big story tonight. The leading scorer coming into this game for Mindoro at 16, only 2 points, but has 10 rebounds across his name.
Mindoro now. They go to Magat on the post. Magat attacks, uses his length. Finally, a field goal para dito sa Mindoro. The struggles continue, but it's 21 with 6 minutes still remaining. Importante. That's a big handoff. They go back to Jan. It's a moving screen coming from King Importante here.
It was the same play to start the quarter. Remember that John Nermal layup? A little zoom action up top. The only difference is that napigilan nila yung pabuntang kaliwa and eventually forced the turnover because of the offensive foul.
It's a 21-point lead with 5:57 left. Let's see if Mindoro can finally break this cold streak. Go to Hoson. They go corner to Recto. They give him the driving lane. Recto uses his body, gets the bump and the foul, and the free throw para dito kay JC Recto.
Juanito, or should I say Coach Juanito, you obviously know this. And it's not about knowing every move in the basketball book. Just a little, you master the shot fake, it can do wonders for you. We see jab steps, shot fakes of how he has created shots for the players like John Nermal. Even Saduriva had one in the first half that time, using the shot fake beautifully. JC Recto, three-point play pa na nakompleto niya.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. JC Recto cutting the lead to 18 here. 5-0 run para sa Mindoro.
Sorry about that. Time and score. Obviously on the side of Batangas. 5 seconds na lamang. What a move.
Rebounded by Magat. That's a hit. It's a push on Magat. The team foul number 4 para dito sa Batangas. One away from penalty. Crucial substitution for Marion Magat to add on to some rebounding edges. Again, that press could not be broken. And a slam coming from Yambing. Will Yambing making a statement here?
I would say finishing touches to this game. There's still a lot of basketball time. A lot of time for maybe one more run, but it has to be now for Mindoro.
Magat getting that rebound, getting the foul in the basket. Coach, bakit hirap na hirap ang Mindoro on crossing that basketball? This is a well-oiled machine in that press para sa Batangas.
Well, same thing we mentioned earlier. I think they should put somebody in the high post because that's what Batangas has been doing. They've been having a little 2-2-1, but this is William Lambing saying hello, at the same time goodbye to Mindoro.
Marion Magat gets the free throw to cut the lead to 17. They've been making some few good things here, but will it be enough for them to mount a big comeback? 17-point lead para sa Batangas, 4-44.
Grabe yung exposure ni Aisel, ha?
Ready for the next game, Coach?
Yeah.
Of course, our VIPs.
Wala magre-reklamo sa apat na to.
Talagang kailangan. Nandiyan na talaga sila ng apat.
Zaldi Relubit, Emerson Noreta, Commissioner Emerson Noreta, a.k.a. MJ, Rudy Distrito, and syempre, si Satan Macatal.
Sator. And of course, Mayor Ina Alegre in attendance as well. Mindoro's time, they also go for a 2-1 press broken immediately by Batangas.
That's what I mean. It's just, they allow the forward pass and just put somebody at the high post.
Comboy uses that high screen. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hard shot. No go. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Too deep. The ball will go to a turnover. Did not hit the ring. It's a shot clock violation, Batangas. It's one of the few good stops coming from Mindoro. It's a rare sight to see, but there's a lot of basketball to be played here. Winner of this match will face the Quezon Huskers in the next round.
Well, a basket or a three here can increase the hope. Just like binibigyan ng Lakers sa atin.
Ooh, a little slip coming from RJ Ramirez. Manipay, the digital wallet built for the community. A wet spot, I think, on that down end. Good thing RJ is safe and he's okay. Here goes again the size of Mindoro, Coach. Every time pinapasok tong si Olayon, parang haba bigla nitong Batangas. Mark Olayon, I'm not used to seeing him play the 1. I watched him in UE play that 3-4 position, even sometimes the 5. Pero dito, uno ang laruan ni Mark Olayon para sa Batangas. Plaza. Go to Nermal. Too much space for John. Short. Goal from the bench. That's the length we've been talking about. Another offensive rebound. Ochea, it's a miss. Lion, another rebound, 3 opportunities. Basket para sa Batangas.
Olayan is a tall player, but he's not the tallest among the 10 players. But that time, after getting the offensive rebound, parang nagmukhang maliit lahat, no? Siya lang yung nasa ibabaw. That's how poor of a job Mindoro did of corralling that defensive rebound. Recto will answer.
JC Recto getting that 3. Couldn't make the stop, but at least they could make a basket. They're still down by 16. Press once again broken up by Batangas. In and out, attack. Ablaza gets the foul. Couldn't get the basket, but will troop for 2. 3 minutes left.
I know they want to attack the press, but I thought Mindoro set up their defense already, and now really it's time and score for Batangas. I thought Ablaza was fortunate that the whistle was blown, or else that could have been a potential fast break for Mindoro.
Ablaza missing on the first free throw. Not the best free throw day para dito sa Batangas, but they'll take it as they're still up big. They are 13 out of 23 here in today's ball game.
Well, it was the same thing in the last game when they got to the line 28 times, but only made 16 for 57%. Another extra possession para sa Batangas. Buti na lang hindi nila na-shoot. Tingnan natin Mindoro makakasagot ulit.
Ramirez. Tax goes to Caspe. Push shot. Last touch by a blue shirt.
Wala na silang challenge. They don't have any challenge anymore.
Sabi ni Coach Bench pa daw pwede utangin na lang sa next game. Pero pwede kasing last game na nila to eh. So baka sa regular season ang utang
Ginawang
nila.
sari-sari store yung ano natin. Yung mga table officials natin.
Hindi na pagbigyan ang upautang. But they get the ball here. Yambing. What a recovery coming from Rinwell Yambing. Recto stops. They go to Caspe. Drive by JJ. Floater by JJ. This is one guy, Coach, that we have not really seen here in today's ball game. JJ Caspe.
Has really been absent before that made basket. Only his 4th point in this ball game, averaging 16 coming into this game.
Struggle for JJ Caspe in today's ball game. On the side, the drive by Ablaza. Hard floater. Rebounded by Magat. Now Caspe goes forward to RJ. RJ gets the layup. It's a 12-point lead. Mindoro trying to knock on the door. Ochea now. 12 lang to. 1 minute and 45. Now Mindoro doing the right things here in the 4th quarter. Sawat could not get in control of the basketball. It's a turnover for Batangas.
That's your fault. That's your fault. That's on you, Juanito. Yung kay Normal, obviously you get a pass today. The curse is not right. Caspe for 3.
Sana hindi panoorin ng Batangas itong mga to.
Grabe yung palpalero ni Yambing.
The length of Batangas too much for Mindoro here. Ablaza. They slow things down. But only a minute left. Ablaza, a little Euro step by Seth Ablaza. Now Ramirez goes for the float. Could have been another block, Coach, on Yambing. Grabe, Coach, ang haba nitong Batangas.
RJ Ramirez, a little undecided, I thought, that time until the last moment. He had an angle to the left side, went to the middle.
Could it be, Coach, that na meron din konting nightmares na rin? Kasi nakita niya si Yambing na naman yung pababa eh.
Possibly, yeah.
Rinwell Yambing, 3 blocks in today's ball game alongside 5 steals, leading Batangas on that defensive end.
Well, him and Don Ochea has been really the guys doing all the dirty work. As right on cue, Ochea rewarded for sprinting to the other side.
Not even any defender inside. Recto, that's the lead to 11. A 2 for a 3. Now Magat heads that press.
Has been really the story of the game. You know, even the made baskets of Mindoro, because that was a difficult shot. Eh, pahirapan, no?
Lion. Wanna go post to Abdul. Size advantage. They go corner to Yambing. Too long. Recto, one-on-one against Sed. Double dribble on Sed. On JC Recto. It's been that kind of a ball game, coach. Even those kinds of turnovers not going the side of Mindoro. I think Batangas will just hold it on here. No need for a basket. Marco Lion decides just to hold things. They go for another basket. Defended by Gamalinda. They go to Don. 6 seconds. One dribble. They go back to Yambing on the corner. Same spot. Different result for William Bing. Recto. Stops, pops, drops for JC Recto. 5 seconds here. Coach, Batangas will be going on to the next round against the Quezon Huskers.
This was a hard-earned win, especially in the second half. There was only a 3-point lead to start the quarter by Batangas, but obviously that third quarter, as oftentimes in a basketball game, the deciding quarter. And obviously a big part of that is our best player of the game.
Jan Normal proving on to be our player of the game. Mindoro actually won that fourth quarter 24-20, but not enough for them. Make that 25-23, +2 for Mindoro. But our Sports Plus player of the game, our best player, brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Coach Jan Normal, that third quarter was huge as we were talking about.
Well, ang maganda dito, sinetap din siya ni Coach Chole. First play ng fourth quarter yan. Pero ito, at the same time, because he was in a rhythm already, even shots like those, with a defender in front of him, he was making already.
Well, of course, now with our player of the game is Daphne Cristobal.
Thank you so much, Juanits and Coach Christian. John, congratulations on this win for Batangas City. You only scored 2 points during the first half, but the remaining 17 points nangyari yun during the second half.
Yun nga, minomotivate lang ako lagi ni Coach at mga teammate ko. Grabe, kahit sa practice, lagi ako nilang minomotivate na, Jan, sige lang, okay lang, tira mo lang, kahit ano, papasok talaga yan. Yun lang, iniisip ko lang lagi yung mga ganung na masaya ako dito sa team namin.
Nabigyan ka talaga ng kumpiyansa sa larong to. Next game nyo, you'll be going up against Quezon. And paano nyo paghandaan to?
Siguro, yun, focus pa rin kami sa depensa namin kasi yun lang bumubuhay sa amin ngayon. Isikit lang namin yung mga dapat namin gawin.
John, anyone na gusto mong pasalamatan, batiin, go ahead.
Una nagpapasalamat ako kay Boss Lucio Tan III, Kyle Tan, Mayor Marvin Marino, Congresswoman, Beverly Di Macua, Gary Ong, Bini Antonio, Batang Tanduay Fans Club, sa family ko sa Negros, mama at papa ko sa Talubangi, and sa Boss Jisway, kay Boss Danny, sa lahat-lahat ng mga taga-Batangas na sumusuporta po sa amin, sa wife ko, kay Princess, kay Eli, kay George, sa kay Tin. Yun lang.
Thank you so much, John, and congratulations once again as Batangas City will be heading on sa ating semifinals. Our best player of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Back to you guys.
85-74, Batangas will be going to the next round. We'll be playing Quezon Huskers on Thursday. And that will be our semifinals matchup here, the 2026 MPBL Preseason Invitational. Pero di pa tayo tapos dito sa ating araw. We still have our main game of the day still here at the Playtime Phil Oil Eco Center. We'll be having our Caloocan Batang Kangkalu going up against the San Juan Knights in our main game at 7 o'clock p.m. We'll be back for more MPBL.